Hey YouTubers and gamers, he's back with another collection, not collection, no, it's pick-up video, that's right. It's been about 6 weeks since the last video and a lot's happened since then. Obviously I've done the game room tour video, so very much appreciate it for everyone who's watched that and left a comment. Cheers guys. Yes, been the summer holidays, they're coming to an end quite soon. And like most of us, you know, I had to divert funds towards family activities, holiday activities, and we had a lovely time in Norfolk. And done a few other day trips here and there, so a bit of a staycation. So a nice selection of pickups to show you guys, and I think I've done pretty well really. So first of all, let's look at vinyls of the month, or vinyl of the month. I've got two for 40 deal and HMV. One is Eurythmics' Greatest Hits, fantastic group. I was a massive fan of Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart in the day, especially in the 80s. And also they had the very best of Fatboy Slim. And what's good about this version, there's up two greatest hits for Fatboy Slim. This has got the remixes by Chemical Brothers, and it's got the song from the Beastie Boys as well. Which one is the Beastie Boys? Body Moving, that's it. So yeah, it's a nice double vinyl, so that was quite good for a deal. Move those there. What should I go on to next? Other non-gaming bits. Alright, first of all, a DVD. This is like a English fan-made, it's a bit of a bootleg DVD, but the packaging's in English, and it's the English version of the movie that's been put onto a DVD. The DVD's all printed. It's at VHS quality, to be perfectly honest. It's not a digital remaster or anything, but it was about a tenner, and it's nice to have it on DVD. And that's the English copy of Sweet Home. Yeah, we all know what Sweet Home is, don't we? It's a horror game that was brought out on the Famicom. I do have a copy of it here. Here we go. And that was allegedly it was that game that inspired the creators of Resident Evil to make Resident Evil. So yeah, that's a Capcom Famicom game, and so this is the movie that inspired it. You can watch it for free on eBay, not eBay, YouTube. So do check it out, guys. It's like a comedy horror more than anything else, I would say. But do check it out, guys. Right. While I was on holiday, went to Roy's of Wroxham, the department store, family owned, and in there they had for only £3 Xbox, official Xbox playing cards. It's about 10. I think those were getting rid of some of the old stock. So for £3, I thought, yeah, that'll do me nicely. Excuse me. So what else I got via the internet, and this is a real nostalgia trip actually. It's Star Wars related, and in the release, when the first Star Wars film came out in '77, they brought out, you know, obviously had quite a few licenses, and when it became a big hit, they tried to make anything with Star Wars related. Well, one of the stationery companies in the UK called Helix, or Helix, or however you pronounce them, I think it's Helix, brought out some limited stationery, and they sent prototypes or originals off to Lucasfilm, and they stored them safely so that from those originals they was able to make reproductions to celebrate a 40th anniversary for Star Wars. And so I've got a Monty set that has everything that they brought out. Here we are. So what's cool about this, I'll just bring it a bit forward, guys, is if you was in a, you know, if you attended school in the late 70s, early 80s, and you was a Star Wars fan, chances are you may have had some Star Wars stationery. So you may have had the Star Wars Stormtrooper ruler. You may have had the multicoloured Death Star pencil sharpener, which was like a tin, and when you need to empty it, you just break the two halves off. You may have had the Star Wars math set with your with all your it's got all the mini rulers and compasses and protractors and other bits and bobs in there. You might have a set of Star Wars pencils. But most iconic of it all would have been, you may have had one of the Star Wars pencil cases, which had a sort of a cheesy, cartoony art. Now, this is a Stormtrooper one. You can get other ones. Was Han Solo, which I think we had. We had Luke Skywalker in his X-Wing uniform, which we definitely had. And there was like Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader. And you may have got the droids as well at some point. I don't know. They may have brought the droids ones out at some point. They probably did. I think I've got a feeling that there was one with C-3PO. But I could be wrong. I mean, this one's got like a transparent PVC. I'm pretty sure the originals were white. Well, that was like, I like PVC because I remember us having one of our names written on it in like felt tip pen. And that's what you used to do to pencil cases. You used to draw over them, didn't you, when you was bored in class and stuff. So this is purely a nostalgia trip for me more than anything else, really, guys. I got it off Amazon. I think it's about a tenner. You can get them for various prices. It's cheaper to buy a box set like this as opposed to them individually. So if you was a school kid in England and you had any of these stationery bits, do leave a comment below. As a sign of your age, I'm I'm an old fart in his late 40s, but yeah, if you remember those guys, do let us know, because obviously, you was on the same journey that I was. Okay, other bits. Okay, let's turn to Microsoft Xbox. Let's get all the Xbox out of the way, because I've got the Xbox t-shirt on. On the Xbox One, I've got a few cheap games from... pretty sure I haven't already shown these. So a few cheap games from Game. So we've got Battlefront 2, Ghostbusters Remastered, which is I wanted to make sure I got that. And it's a deluxe edition of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. They were cheap in game. I think they may have been part of a 3 for 2 deal or something like that. I don't know. Alright, original Xbox. There's a couple of games here. I thought I had every single exclusive Xbox game, and by exclusive I meant an Xbox game that was not ported onto a PlayStation 2. There was some that was ported to a PC, and this is an example of one. But I didn't know about this until I saw it on Ink Northerner, and he had it ahead in the pickup, and I don't think he realised the game that he had. It's relatively uncommon. It's not worth a lot of money, but it is quite an uncommon game, really. And it's called Super Bubble Pop. Yeah, it's like a music rhythm game, I think. Pretty sure it is. Another game which you think won't be worth much, but it's sharp in price, especially in CX. And CX was what, a tenner for this, but I still managed to get it on eBay for about £4. And that is the first Shrek. The first Shrek game, for whatever reason, did not come out on the PS2. Don't know why, it just didn't. So it's good to have that on a system, even though I will never play it. Not that one anyway. I mean, I used to like Shrek when it first came out, but it just got worn out, didn't it? They did too many movies and spin-offs. Okay, some 360 games I've got cheap, just to knock him off the list, really. I've got this on the PS3, Splinter Cell Blacklist. This one's got the Kinect sensor function. Far Cry 2. Again, I've got that on the PS3. Again, on the all these on PS3. Dead Space 2. And all these I got, really cheap, under a £5. Same with this one. Sega Rally. classic. Got those on the PS3. I thought, yeah, I should have that on the 360 too. Okay, let's turn to... Let's get some Nintendo goodies out of the way, hey? So, on a 3DS, when we was in Norfolk, we went to Norwich, and when we was there, we went to the first of all, we went to one of the things we did. We went to the one of the arcades in Castle Mall. What's it called? Retro something. It's not Retro Revived. I can't remember what it's called. It's Retro something, and it's in Norwich, and they got 2 large units in the Castle Mall, and you pay a one-off fee. I think it's about a tenner, and you can go on all the arcades for as long as you want, really. And they had quite a few good arcades there. Played you know, original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, Simpsons. Cool. Too many to mention. I mentioned all the old school. Did a lot of light gun shooters, which I wanted to do, like all the House of the Dead ones, and oh, I can't remember what the other one called. I can't remember, but you got a really powerful gun. It's almost like it's with a feedback motion. It's like a, you know, like an Uzi, but it's like, is it New York something? I can't remember now. I know it was ported onto the Ultimate Shooting Collection on a Wii, I believe, but I can't remember what it was. But what I really wanted to play was the Sega Star Wars trilogy, which I did, and now, you know, really enjoyed playing that. I remember playing that, or seeing that originally at the Trocadero in London many years ago. So to see it again was pretty cool. I think that's one arcade, if I had a space, I wouldn't mind owning. Because you're thinking, oh, so many arcades. I think House of the Dead 3 would be a cool one to own too, because of the, you know, shotguns. Light gun game. I think the House of the Dead 3 would be one I would want to. I mean, even the new House of the Dead games are pretty cool. Although, can't say I put much time in those because they tend to eat your money up within no time. Yeah, but anyway, I digress a little bit. But when we was in Norwich, we went to a little game store. Kind of, again, the names escape me. It's a small little independent one down the, it's not Magdalen Street area, but it is that kind of area of Norwich really, where a lot of the older more independent stalls are. And they had, I got a couple of at least one 3DS game which I wanted off the list, and that is Batman Blackgate. So that wasn't a lot of money, that's about £8. Also got a GameCube game which I will show in a bit in there too. I've got this in CX, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story with Bowser's Jr.'s Journey. So this version with the extra bit on 3DS is shooting up in price. I think I got it for under £30 mark from CEX, but it's going for a bit double that on eBay. You can get these same games though on the DS, but to get a 3DS version, it's becoming pricey. Another one I got from that Norwich store, which has been on my want list for years, but I've not seen it, is the Decepticons version of Transformers War for Cybertron on the DS. A cheap game, it's only about £3, but very uncommon these days. Okay, the GameCube game I got in question, I think it was about £15 to £18. I think it was actually 15 in that Norwich store, was Lost Kingdoms. I had the second one, but I didn't have the first one, so I did the first Lost Kingdoms. There's another GameCube game off the list, all complete. There's like, I think it's only about 3 or 4 GameCube games now I want off on my want list now, and then I'm doing collectible for a GameCube, which is cool. Another one I got, this one is the eBay purchase, and I think I got this for about a £12 mark, or maybe a bit under. It is SSX on Tour, and obviously you can get this with cheapest chips on the PS2, but it's more priced than the GameCube. And you ask, why is that? Well, you can play as classic Nintendo characters on it as well, like Princess Peach, Mario, and Luigi. So that's another reason to pick this up. And it's, you know, obviously you can only do that on the GameCube version, and just on SSX on tour, not the other SSX games. That's a bit of a mouthful, that, isn't it? Moving to a Switch. Scott, Sega Zombie. I've done a trade with him. Well, it's not a trade, just I've bought a couple of games with him. Then there's a great deal on this. Astral Chain. It wasn't, you know, he didn't like it, so, you know, I bought it. Go with collection, and he threw us in for free a UMD, which he, you know, had no care for, and that is Dr. Seuss Horton Here's a Who. So thanks again, Scott. Much appreciate, chap. Also on the Switch, I got this game because I know this game on. I know it's a Zoids game, which was like a anime stroke toy franchise, I suppose. And whenever they bring out games, especially on the GameCube, they tend to shoot up in price. And I think there was a GameCube one in the States, which is like megabucks. And there's quite a few Zoid games, I believe, that are Japanese exclusive. But they did brought out one for the Switch, and I think they like. I think it's like Pokemon mixed with. It's like a strategy battle game. Yeah, I think it's like Pokemon mixed with. I don't know. I'm almost tempted to say it's got a little bit of Monster Hunter elements chucked in as well, but it's more Pokemon than anything else. So Zoids Wild Blast Unleashed. Okay. Also on the Switch, I picked this up from Smith's. They've reduced it to 25 quid, and it's still much cheaper than anywhere else. I've seen it for a while, but I thought I'll get it before it becomes super expensive. So it's Bravely Default 2. And long last, I've been waiting ages for this. Strictly Limited finally brought out their ports of Cotton games, or the Cotton reboot. So here it is. It's limited. This one is of out of 3,000. This is number 2059. Obviously, this game has been reprinted by other publishers that are, you know, you can get the same games on, you know, everywhere else. It's not super expensive, but the same price as those, really, about a £30 mark. But obviously this is a strictly limited version, so I guess it'd be for die-hard Cotton collectors and Switch collectors, it might be a bit more valuable in that respect. I've got this on the PS4, which I'll also show you, which is the one that I've opened, but I think this Switch one I'll just keep sealed for now. Yeah, other Cotton games are coming out, the Saturn games are coming out. Hopefully they're coming out to Japan. Hopefully someone will publish them for UK market and States market. And also there's another Cotton game as well coming out, and I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. That one was a Saturn, and is it Cotton? Oh, God, it's some jazzy name like Highwood or Honeymoon, or I don't know, some sort of disco-y type name as well. It's called Cotton something. I can't remember what it's called now. So there's a third Cotton game coming out. On a Wii, one Wii game which I wanted off the list. I think there's only about 5 or 6 Wii games left on my want list too, so it's another list I'm slowly getting off. But I wanted to get this one because this one that's likely to get more expensive as time goes by. It's a Dragon Ball game that is exclusive to Wii. So there's quite a few Dragon Ball games which you can also get on the PS3 or Xbox 360. I've got them on the PS3, but there's this game that's exclusive to Wii. It's called Dragon Ball Revenge of King Piccolo. Okay, but like I said, this is exclusive to a Wii. It's got the cartoon. The art style is like with shortened, little more miniature cartoon characters. Got this off it. I won it off eBay for 30 quid for shipping, so it's not a bad price. But this one trust me guys, if you collect for a Wii, do not ignore this title, because that's one that's going to be quite pricey to get in the future. Alright, let's turn to the PlayStation, shall we? I've got a few PS3 titles. Again, first of all, Big Game Owl had this, and I got the first one on the Wii. I totally forgot that they brought out one for other systems like Xbox 360 and PlayStation. But this is the PlayStation 3 version of Cyberbike 2 Cycling Sports. I don't think this came out on a Wii. Pretty sure it didn't. I got it for about $5 off eBay. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm never going to play it, but it's one of those games that you know will be uncommon, so it's worth collecting. It's one of the games that are like may become collectible, whether or not it will is another thing, a matter. But a lot of people are picking this up, and it's kind of pushing the price up. Doing that by everyone picking up, thinking it's going to be rare, so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I'm surprised Metal Jesus and done a video on this. And that is Fight Night Champion. A lot of people got this. I paid about £7 mark, which is more than what most people have paid for it. Saying that on eBay, they're asking even more than that for it, really. But yeah, so I just got that off. I don't mind a boxing game, so I'm not getting all the Fight Night ones. Just just one or two. So I got that one in the library. Right, these games. I already got this on the PS3 as a Monty Collector's set, and that is like Grand Theft Auto 4, but with episodes all together. It's like a complete edition. But these are a standalone separate disc edition, so obviously you've got episodes from Liberty City that has The Lost and the Damned and the Ballad of the Big Gay Tony. And obviously that's just a standard Grand Theft Auto 4. And he's all complete with maps and manuals. And it was part of the bundle of eBay, and it was also Grand Theft Auto 5, which I'm pretty sure I've already got. So all three of those were about 15 quid and with postage, which is probably a going price for those, really. But to get them all to complete without having to hunt for them, complete with manuals, I thought I'll just get them, and then they can go straight into a library, in the collection. And if I find out later I do have a double of that, then so be it. I can always get rid of it, and there'll always be a demand for that game because it's a popular game. Okay, let's turn to PlayStation 4. On the VR, I've got a few VR games, and all three of these are what they call PlayStation VR required, as opposed to the one times they say compatible, which means you can play them on their own. But these ones you can't. But a lot of you, this particular game's been ported over anyway, and that is Doom 3 VR Edition. Again, this is just cool to get a physical edition of Star Wars Vader Immortal. I've not played this yet, but this one, I'll definitely play it at some point. Definitely. And another one I got this week, I think that was about £15 mark. And this again, I think this was about £14 mark. I'd like to pick up the VR games when I see them for a fair price. And that was Solaris. That Doom game I got for about £12, and I think that's a really good price, because I'm pretty sure, it's shooting up it is. But this is another one I got for cheap. This one, Solaris, another shooting game. Okay, right. PS4 games, normal ones. So we got Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered. Got that cheap. Can't remember exactly how much it was. I got this for retail of Amazon, but it wasn't too badly priced. I think I got it. I think it's between £25 and £30 mark, and I got it because I know this game will easily double that once it's out of stock. And that is Shin Megami Tensei 3. All the Shin Megami Tensei games go up in price. It's guaranteed. So you really have to bite the bullet and get them for retail when they're not too bad a price. Really, don't sit on them forever, because they do definitely go up. This game I got for about £8 off Amazon. A lot of people bought this to resell on CX when it was given good store quid, and they're not now. So if you see this game now, don't bother thinking of picking it up to resell, because I think CX give 4 quid for it. They still sell it for 8 quid anyway, and that is Sayonara Wild Heart. So this is like a racing stroke shooting type game, I believe. Played it for a little while. It's quite catchy, but you know, quite nice looking game, so I can see why people want that. I'm surprised that wasn't on a VR though, to be honest as well. Anyway, I already had this game on the Switch, but I thought I'd get it for the PS4, and that's the Turrican Flashback Collection. Not opened that one yet because I've already opened it on the Switch. Alright, I've got a couple of games. I got about 4 or 5 games for literally for £7. About 5 games for £7. It was actually £57, but I had £50 vouchers from Amazon, which I get from doing some of this research I do. But anyway, I'll digress a little bit. So some of these games didn't really cost me anything at all. This game, it's not a bad game. It's worth picking up if you see it cheap, and it's just, you know, it's a rip-off of Crazy Taxi, and it's Taxi Chaos. You can also get this on the Switch if you're that inclined, but you know, I just got it for the PS4. Another game which a lot of people have been raving on about, and I can totally see why. The graphics are very old school, arcadey, a bit like Virtua Racer, but it's just more like that classic Sega game. Not Outrun. It's more like oh god, not Sega Rally. That other big popular Sega racing game that everyone. Oh god. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. I don't remember. It's got a snazzy Japanese tune. Oh, it'll come back to me anyway. Oh god, that's really annoying me now. But anyway, it is really good fun though. I put about half hour into this. It's difficult because to win the races, you got to handle the corners, and to handle the corners you got to drift. Otherwise, you just lose control around the bends, and drifting is really difficult. So this is one of those racing games. It's quite challenging, but it's fun and exciting too at the same time. So it's Hot Shot Racing, guys. I'm not going to go on too much about it. Obviously, you get a PS4 version. You're guaranteed to get a disc version on the Switch. You've got to shop around to make sure you get a white version that does have a cartridge and not just a download code. But I'm not really bothered about having this on the Switch. I'm just happy to have it on the PS4. And yeah. This game I got for literally 50p. Saw it in CX. They had it on the counter. I was about to put it up and put it on display, but I thought I'll have that. It's FIFA 17 Steelbook edition. I got it because it's a Steelbook. But any game that's a Steelbook for 50p in good conditions, you got to pick up if you haven't already got it. I'm never going to play it, but still, it's a Steelbook for 50p. Yeah, another sort of a bit of a weird game, weird and wonderful game. I'm sure I have another one to show as well, but I don't know where it is. No, I don't think it's come yet. But anyway, this one is 8 to Glory, which is like a rodeo racing. You know, you ride a bull, and you're thinking, how does that work? It's pretty much quick time events more than anything else, really. And so, you know, when you ride a bull, it's literally over in seconds, and so you have to really get the quick time events using the various controls and functions perfect. So it's okay. Yeah, it's okay, but you know, if you're after a game, I'll recommend that. You know, Hot Shots Racing over there. Any day of the week though. But it was £6 or £7. It's a bit unusual, a bit of a novelty for a PS4 collection. I mean, how many rodeo games are there? Okay, I got this in game because they had it on special. It is the it's got all the DLC, which is well worth it, because if you download and pay for DLC, it'll cost you double. So to get this for 20 quid, including the DLC, is fantastic. It's a brand new copy of Mortal Kombat 11 Complete. I played this. Obviously, the bonus characters you got Robocop and Terminator and Rambo and Joker and Spawn. So that's really, excuse me, really cool. What's fun about it is, you know, the cinematic stories. There's 2 of them. One's about 12 or 13 chapters, and the other one's about 5 chapters. And so, you know, that easily you can put about, you know, 5 or 6 hours just doing those in. So yeah, you know, I've done all that. That's, you know, a lot of good fun. Typical Mortal Kombat. With the easy mode, it's perfectly playable. It's not like one of these games that it's impossible to complete unless you're really good at fighting games, which I am not. So yeah, it's very enjoyable. But to get the complete edition, Ultimate Edition, it's cool. There's a steelbox version of this, which is of the first edition, hasn't got all the DLC. I'll probably like to get that up pick that up when I see it for a good price. I think it's going for about 20 quid at a minute, but so that's a bit too much more than I want to pay at a minute. But we'll buy my time on this. Got a couple of games in Smiths. This is about £12. You know, I've been wanting this for a long while. It's Aladdin and the Lion King. Everyone knows about these. Obviously, the Lion King, it gives you the option of playing the Nintendo, the SNES version and the Mega Drive version, and maybe another weird version, I can't remember. On the Aladdin game, unfortunately, it doesn't give you a choice of playing the SNES game, which is, I believe, is the Capcom version. It gives you a choice of playing about 2 or 3 other versions of it, including a Japanese version of a Mega Drive game, so that's quite cool. But it's a real shame that they could have done a deal with Capcom, really, to get the, you know, the Capcom Aladdin game on it. But hey ho, it is what it is. So it's really nice to have that all the same on the PS4. Okay, this other game, the art style very much reminds me of Nights into Dreams, the Saturn game. This is actually a Square Enix game, and it plays a bit like a Mario 64, I suppose. That sort of style of cartoony type of characters, but is Balan Wonderworld. Amazon are doing this for a good deal, same price as Smiths. It's £10. But if you want the Switch version on this, guys, get it from Smiths, because that's £10 too on a physical cartridge. So, you know, a lot of people like collecting cheap Switch games, physical copies. So at the minute, Smiths are doing that for £10 on the cartridge. If you're interested, guys, it's a Square Enix game for 10 quid on the Switch. I'm not really bothered. I'm happy to have a PS4 version, but some people will think that's a good deal. So do drop by Smiths if you collect for the Switch and you really do want to get, you know, good deals on the cartridges. If you really care that much. Like I said, I'm happy with that PS4 version. Up to me. Okay, PlayStation. There's one more PlayStation game I've got, and it's for PlayStation 2. Got this yesterday from CEX. Got paid the other day, so I could excuse the expense. And this is a game I saw for £25 in CEX about 4 or 5 years ago, and at the time I thought, ooh, that's a lot of money for a PS2 game. I hummed and hawed and just ignored it, which was a mistake in hindsight, because obviously now it's I got this for £65 in CX yesterday, and a lot of PS2 games, you know, the more collectible rare ones are going up massively in price, aren't they, guys? And this is one which I thought I'll get now and bite my bullet. The reason why it is so much money is because it came out just at the end of a PS1 life and the start of a PS2 life. And so first of all, it came out on the PlayStation 1 and sold tons of copies. So this game on the PlayStation 1 is cheap, whereas on the PS2, because they sold smaller numbers, I don't know what the numbers are, but they're a lot smaller than what they sold on PS1, it's quite expensive. And all the other games in this franchise that were later brought out on PS2 and PSP and eventually PS3. But but this particular game is, you know, it's demanding a lot of money, especially on eBay. You'll pay at least £80 for this on eBay. Even Italian or German copies are about £45 minimum. And so I thought, well, for an extra £8, I'd rather get an English copy, and it was mint from CX, all minty with the manual pristine case, everything all pristine. They even repolished the disc for me because with that sort of price games, it's a bit of a no-brainer. You need to get your game repolished by them. And that was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Yes. Any of you know about this game will know, yeah, it's not cheap. And for any of you who don't know about Harry Potter, you think, oh, well, I see Harry Potter games all the time about under a £5 or whatever, or less. Yes, but not this first one. You will not find a Philosopher's Stone for a £5 unless you're really lucky, in which case you should pick it up by all means. Actually, pick it up for any price under 50. And even if you don't want it, you can always resell it. But yeah, fantastic. Not a fantastic game. It's probably not a bad game. Apart from other play Lego games, but still. It is one of the big hitters for a PS2, I suppose. And I thought I'd get it now before it, if this is one of those games that will probably be £100 mark within a couple of years. And after that, it's sky's the limit as PS2 becomes really expensive, like the PlayStation has gone. So that is one game that if you collect for a PS2, and that's when you want this, guys, do not leave it. You'll never get a good deal on it, really, unless you're pot lucky, in which case that's not a bad thing, because you're always going to pick it up twice if you see it cheap, can't you? And just resell it and make your money back that way. Actually, before I've got a little bit of accessories to show you, but before I do, one last game to show you guys. I've been in 3 minds to get this. So I've got 3 other games on this system, and that is the Jaguar, the Atari Jaguar. And this game, I've got a port of it. It's been ported. This is one of the games that's been ported so many times on different systems, and I've got it on the PlayStation. But I was, I always thought, well, that's probably the best shooting game for a Jaguar, and it is up there. And I've been wanting it for a while, and I saw it for a good deal. It was about £55, including the box and manual, insert and cart, all in fair condition. And £55 is a really good price, because you can easily pay £55 just for a cart on its own. And that is Raiden. Or do you pronounce it Raiden? I'm sure it's Raiden. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Raiden. Raiden Jaguar, Atari Jaguar. Yeah. Raiden Jaguar, Atari Jaguar. Oh no, yeah, so this obviously the classic top-down Japanese shooting game. I played it. It controls okay. It's not a bad game. Yeah, if you collect for Jaguar, definitely get it. It's really nice. And then I've got 3 other games which I want them, must-owns on it: the Wolfenstein, Doom, and Alien vs Predator on the Jaguar. What was I going to say? Yeah, this is one of the games. I didn't know this. I thought every Jaguar game has a overlay for the controller, and so first of all, before I bought this, I don't think that's complete because there's no overlay. But when I've done my research into it, there are quite a few Atari Jaguar games that were never released with an overlay, and the reason being just to save money, because there's not that many buttons that do anything on this. There's only about 3 buttons that does anything, I think. So, so there's no point to having one. I mean, you can get third-party overlays off Etsy or eBay if you really wish to, but technically one did come out with a game, so it's not really needed really. So that's good to know. So it was complete in that, knowing that. So yeah, I think that's a good deal for £55, guys. Okay, some accessories. Okay, first of all, I saw this on eBay, all boxed and complete for £55 again, with shipping, and when it came out retail, I think it was about double that, and on Amazon, I think the best, cheapest you can get this for is about £90 anyway. So for £55 for another professional controller for the PS4, it's the Nikon Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Edition. Now, if you collect for Call of, if you want one of these guys, I think I know there's a few people out there who are die-hard Call of Duty fans. Don't overlook this controller. It's it's a really cool controller. It feels lovely. I've got the black one of these already, plain black, which I had bought a year ago. Fantastic professional controller for PS4 because it's you can play it wired or wireless. But this controller just feels so nice. It really is, the quality and the builds there. It comes in really a nice case and additional weights and options, and you can change the, like a lot of the professional controllers, you can change the analog controls and buttons and stuff. It just plays so well, so much better than the proper PlayStation 4 controller, which I think, aren't that great, to be perfectly honest. They're alright when they're brand new, but eventually, I don't think they're so. The build quality is not fantastic, I think, in my opinion. Whereas this baby, it feels like a Xbox One Pro controller. It really is nice. So get that for £55. I do recommend it. So that's my second one. Another controller which is nice for people who want a bit of luxury in life, and this is for the free Nintendo 64. They bought originally this company Retrobit bought out some new 64 controllers that were wired, but eventually they managed to bring out their wireless version, and you can get I think a grey one, and this is the what they call the atomic purple sort of transparent one. Look at what they call it, the Tribute 64 wireless controller. It feels nice. I'm just going to over there a minute. Plugs in fine. You can also use it as it comes with a USB dongle as well, so you can use it as a on your PC or Switch. But it's really nice, guys. I highly recommend this. I think it's about a £30 mark or £35 mark for Amazon, so it's not expensive. They will bring out more colours, I'm sure, but yeah, it's just really nice to have a decent controller for 64 again. And obviously this is wireless, so it's a real bonus, really. Okay, last but not least, and this is not the most expensive pickup and the most valuable pickup. It's not, but it's nice. I've got the game separate years ago. It's the Xbox game, and it comes with a specialist Xbox light gun controller, which is what this is. A lot of people picked this up even this year. I've got it boxed complete for, including shipping on eBay, for £40, which is not a bad price. The box is in really good condition. It doesn't come with the game, because if it did come with a game, it would probably be double that easily. But I've already got the game, so that's not a problem anyway. Interestingly, they did bring out a blue version on this for a PlayStation 2, which I do own all boxes as well, which is out there somewhere. Whether or not I already got this controller, I'm sort of... If I do, I wouldn't be surprised if I do, but I don't think I bought it on the Xbox. I think because I already had an Xbox light gun, so I think I just got the PS2 version. But I could be wrong. Maybe I already got this, but I haven't come across it since I've had to sort out some stuff. So I thought I'll get another one. There's no harm, even if it is. But I don't think I have. So it's one of those things you just don't. I do lists for my game, but I don't do lists of accessories. So but this is the Silent Scope trilogy or whatever. Rifle gun. You can use this as a rifle or as a shotgun or just a standalone light gun type thing for your Xbox. and so for House of Dead games to have free and stuff like that. This, that's really cool. And obviously for Sciencescope, there's not that many light gun games for the Xbox. I think there's only about 3 or something like that. But anyway, nice to have this controller, all Minty Monty, all for that price. I thought I'll get it while I can. And that's it, guys. That's my pickups for the last 6 weeks or whatever it's been, really. Thanks for watching this much. Please comment, subscribe if you like. Really much appreciated. I really appreciate your support, guys. Love it. Take care of yourself. Keep safe. And until next time, take care.